Welcome everyone. Today is Friday, which means it is our weekly group coaching session. I do want to show you how you can join us if you're a member in our reseller program. Let me share my screen. And then I also have a really cool thing that I want to show you today, how to create bulk reels for your Facebook, like TikTok, or for YouTube Shorts or whatever. I want to show you how to use ChatGPT and Canva to create these bulk reels. You guys are going to freak out. This is so cool if you haven't seen it. Let me go ahead and let Manolo in here. All right, so I want to share my screen so that everyone knows how to join us here. All right, so if you're a member in our reseller program, you want to go to the community tab and you'll go to the events calendar. You want to click on today's date and you can join us in the Zoom. If you're not a reseller, if you're in our free community, just know that only you're welcome to watch the live coaching sessions, but only the resellers can join us in the Zoom meeting. I want to stop sharing here and make sure that I let Charles and Dawn in. Sometimes it's so hard to see when people are coming in. And your screen sharing. All right. So if you are not a member of our reseller program and you want to sign up, you can actually get a free membership if you use my affiliate link for High Level. You are creating an account directly through High Level. I just offer you a bunch of bonuses. If you're interested in joining our reseller program and you're a current high-level customer, you can join directly here. You can also sign up for our software bundle. That is not the reseller program, but you do get access to all of my tools that you can use for your own business. You can also join our free community or book a private consultation there. Now, I wanted to show you an update before I go into the bulk creation. You do have, all of you now have access to the AI ads tab in your dashboard. This is not your white label version. This is actually my white label version. The reason I gave you this account is because I want you to have access to the social media scheduler, and that's not available on your guys' accounts, only the white label agency account. So you guys are under me, which means that you're not under play and you get it. So anyway, I wanted you to have access to that because it is really cool and you can boost posts that you have posted, and you can also connect that to X. High Level no longer posts. The social planner doesn't post to X. So I did want you to have the ability to do that. All right. So today I have actually created a GPT that I am giving you guys access to, but I want you to think about when you're creating shorts. All right. Now, I see a lot of people do this. Let me let Ray in here. I see a lot of people do this where you create shorts, and a lot of times people will do something super generic, like, quotes, like entrepreneur quotes or whatever. And that's cool. But we want our short form to kind of provoke an emotion or response. And we also want that to be targeted to our business owner customer, right? So I created a bulk Q&A short GPT that you can create 20, and I made it 20 just because when you start doing more than 20, it kind of goes off in left field. So it's better to do batches of 20. You'll understand that here in just a minute. But I want to show you how to create 20 Q&A facts that can be used to generate short form videos to promote an AI business marketing software. All right. So everyone in this program, this will work for you. All you have to do is click generate a list. Now, it's formatted in a specific way in this table, and also to make sure that the question and answers are short enough to where you can fit them in the form. So if you don't want to use this, if you're, watching anywhere else and you want to do the same thing, you can certainly create your own GPT. I just made sure to put it in table form, and I also made sure to limit the characters here to make sure that it fits in the format that I'm creating. So if you imagine like a short form video, the question that you see right away, losing leads after hours, and then it goes to the next scene where it says 50% of leads go cold in 1 hour, and then we cite the source, right? So these are all like Q&A. We want to ask the question, and then we want to answer the question, and then we want to lead into maybe you can create like a static end screen video where it like promotes your business or whatever. But this is going to be the first part. So all you'd have to do is create the short and then upload your static end screen video of your short form. Okay, so let's get into this and let me show you what this looks like. So once you have created all of the Q&As here, you want to go into Canva and you can type in YouTube Shorts, TikTok. You'll see there's lots of templates that you can use here, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to create it from blank. Now, the first step here is we want to add some type of a moving video in the back. So I'm just going to add this because it's like an AI robot here. So we'll create the back part. Now we need some text. So I'm going to put some text here and we'll say, this is going to be the question. Actually, let's go back here and we'll use this as an example. So I'm going to copy this. Let's take it back here to Canva. Let's paste in the text here. So we can see about how long it's going to be. We want to kind of squeeze this in so we stay within those grid lines there. We can adjust the text so that it's easier to see. So I'm just going to highlight this. Let's go to the effects. And I like to choose this one here because the background, it stays, lit up so that you can actually see it better. So let's just make it black. And you guys can design this any way you want to. I'm just really giving you a quick example here. So let's do this here. Let's make that background a little bit transparent so it's not as stark here. We can even, if we go to effects, let's add, instead of doing this, because we don't want the letters to be transparent, let's add this. Let's make this completely non-transparent. And then let's go here and then make the background transparent. That's better. All right, so now you can see it shows up just a little bit more. We could also click here. We could change this background to black, which I do a lot. And then when you change that to black and then you change the transparency of this video, it just kind of puts it more in the background. It's not as stark so that you can see the actual letters here. Now, of course, you'd want to put your logo here. You'd want to, design this however you want to, but the main focus here is the question, the answer, and the source. So we have this video here and you can see it's 17 seconds, 17.3 seconds, and we don't need it to be that long. Let's make it like 6 seconds. So I'm going to click up here for the time and let's just shrink this down to where it's 6 seconds long. All right. Now you see that we have down here our video, and then we also have the text, but we actually want this text to be animated. So let's make it here. We'll click here and let's make it like the typewriter. So now you see as we're moving along here, you can see our short form video. It's the background's moving, the text is typing out. So that's really interesting. But we don't want that same text to be here for the entire 6 seconds. We actually want this to only be 3 seconds because we have the answer that we need to make room for too. So you can see down here, I can move this around and let's just say that we want this to be like 2.9 seconds. Now I'm going to click here and I want to duplicate this here. So let's go ahead and duplicate this. Let's go back and this one is going to be our answer field. All right. Remember, we're creating the template and not the video. All right. I'm going to show you how to do the bulk update here in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead, make sure to stay in your grid lines here. Maybe we need to shrink this down a little bit just to make sure that it looks good. And we'll make this shrunk down a little bit as well. All right, so we have the question here, and then we also have the answer. And then now we need another field. So let's just go over here. We're going to make this small. So I'm going to use a subheadline. Let's make this a little bit larger. And this is going to be the source. So let's go back over here, copy this, and we're going to paste this in. You can do Control-Shift-B to paste in here. All right, so now we have our source down here, we have the question here, and we have the answer. All right. So we need to figure out down here, where do we want all this stuff to show up? Okay, so first of all, we don't really need this here. Let's shrink this down a little bit. This 50%, that's going to be the answer. So we have, this is going to be 2.9 seconds. Let's see. 2.9 seconds or 2 point, there we go. And then we have this one here. So let's make that go to the end. And then we also have this one here that we really just want to show up kind of at the tail end. Let's move this around a little bit. All right, so let's look and see what this video actually looks like here. So we have the videos moving, typing in. Now we have the answer here. And then we see at the very end, we have the source. All right. Now I do want to edit this a little bit because I want to make sure that the answer is actually in the same place as the question. So let's watch this again. All right, now the answer shows up right here, and then we have the Forbes. We can even move this up a little bit if we want to. Now, before we go into the duplication part, what I would say is add your logo here, add like social media handles, whatever you want to add to this, because when we duplicate, this whole thing is going to duplicate and it's going to update the question and the answer with the new text. Okay, so before I go any further, do you guys have any questions? No? Let me share my screen again. All right. Okay. So we've created the template. Now you'll also notice there's no music. What I recommend is going to YouTube Studio. They have lots of music you can choose from. Download that. Or if you're putting this on like TikTok or whatever, maybe you want to use their music. The reason I say that is because even if you are a Canva Pro member and you try to use their audio, a lot of times you get like copyright strikes and all that. So I really don't recommend choosing the music inside of Canva. So once we have our template created, the next thing that we need to do is go into the apps and you'll see down here, bulk create. You guys are going to freak out when you see this. Now you can upload a CBS or CSV, but I'm just going to choose manual. All right. And I'm going to clear this table because I already have this table here. So I'm going to start out with even the header here of the columns. I'm just going to copy all of this. Control C to copy. Let's go back here. I just want to click up here and then Control V to paste. So now you see I have all of the questions, I have all of the answers, and I have all of the sources here. And those are the three fields that we're now going to map out. So you can see here, we have the question. So what is going to be our question? So I'm going to click here. You see our question. I'm going to right click. I'm sorry. I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to connect data and you'll see question. All right. So just like the other things that we map out, you're just mapping this out the exact same way, right? So this is now the answer. So I want to click up here, the three dots, and I'm going to go to connect data, and let's choose that for the answer. Now, if we click here, you'll see this is our source. So I'm going to click the three dots, and I'm going to connect the data, and now we have our source. Okay, so now once you've mapped all of that out, we're going to click continue. You can select all of the ones that you want to create, and I'm going to do generate designs. You guys, how crazy is this? Okay, this just created all of these different short form videos. Now, it is in the same timeline, okay, but you can go here to download, and then you want to make sure to always choose download pages as separate files. Now, you could download it just like this, and if we scroll through here, like if I just click play, you'll see it's going to scroll through all the different questions and answers, and it's going to add the source. So here comes the next one, slow to reply to inquiries. AI cuts response time by 80%. How cool is this? Now, it does have all the same backgrounds, okay? So what you would maybe want to do is use this background for this one. Let's go over here to this video, and let's just search for AI. And we can even choose the vertical. Um, and then we can just swap these out. So I can go here, overwrite this. And of course, you need to edit it to make sure that it's only 6 seconds. And then you'll move on to the next one. Okay. You just want to make sure to do that with all of them. and then of course download. So you guys, not only can you do this for your own business, but you can do this for your clients as well. Like, how much do you think that they would charge you to create? I mean, even if you created like a custom GPT for each of your clients and every month you generated like 30 short, I mean, that's insane. That is so insane. So what do you guys think?
This is
I,
awesome.
I did a video like that last year, Bridget. So I'm on same frame with you. I
Yeah,
did a bulk upload how-to video
yeah, it's
here.
awesome.
It was so easy. It's great. I love
Yeah.
it.
And you guys,
I was unaware that it could be done for videos. I knew it could be done for posts. So to see how quickly you put that together for a video, and now we can actually break it up for reels automatically. Oh, that's game changer.
I know it's awesome. I gave you guys, if you click here and you go, you can actually use this template that I created, so you don't have to do all that again. You just would need to upload and map it out. So I gave you that template, and then I also gave you the GPT. So if you want to create your list, and you can even use this, like it says, want a specific category like customer service or marketing. Let's just choose like plumbers. And now it's create a plumber specific list of 20 Q&As. Um, so that's how easy it is. But you guys can, as long as you have a paid ChatGPT account, you can use that GPT that I gave you.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Bridget, where did you provide access to this?
It's in the community in today's post.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
Bridget, I can see how this can really help people be more consistent with those reels too, because that's the challenge. I've gone through phases of doing a lot of short form, and it's all about consistency. And you're doing one a day or whatever, and you get off your rhythm, and then you're not doing it anymore. But to be able to do a bulk like this, just that's huge.
Yeah, because, and I love the idea of using it for like quotes and things like that. But if you do it in like a question and answer, you're really helping. It's more than a quote, right? We're really helping them start thinking about like, well, am I missing calls? And then we want to wow them with like a statistic to say, did you know that like 70% of businesses? So it's so much more powerful, but also strategically, because you ask a question and you use like the typing thing, if you think about what they're doing, they're stopping to read what is the question, and then it goes to the answer. So now they're even longer on your video. And then, of course, it cuts over to your advertisement of, even something simple. Like if you look at the end of my short form video, it's just a static like end where it shows like a typing box and it types in my website URL and all of my social handles. I mean, that's essentially your call to action. That's all you have to add to that. And it's insane. And it's like you can create that and be consistent, like you're saying, because a lot of the times, especially for us women, we think, oh man, I got to put makeup on, I got to do this and that. And sometimes you're just busy. So if you can just bulk create this type of short form content, and of course, there's a place for long form, but if you can do that and be consistent with your posting, that's incredible. Any time saving thing that we can do and still get the job done, that's what we want to use AI for. Cool, cool. I don't know, Tony or Manolo. I don't know who is next.
Tony.
Hey, Bridget, can you add audio to that? I'm assuming you can, right?
Yeah, you can. Just let me show you actually here. What I would Are you saying like you wanted to like read it, or are you saying that you wanted
No,
to?
like actual like audio, if you got like a instead of like the type, like also with the typing out, if you put it into a, audio AI and be able to download the audio file and put it in there.
So you probably could, like if you wanted to download the video and then like upload it to Descript or something like that, you could have the audio read it there. But you really don't have to. I mean, honestly, I feel like if you were to add the audio, it would probably just take a lot longer. And then it's like Keck was saying, it would be hard to be consistent with that
Mhm.
because you'd have to, but essentially, if you want to, it's technically possible.
Okay.
I'm trying to find where all this music is. Here's what I'll show you this here. If you guys go to YouTube Studio here, sorry, give me a second. This workspace thing always hides my share button.
I really like the idea that it'll save me time from having to put on my makeup.
Yeah, I know you worry about that, Rick. So I'm glad that we could glad we could help you with that. All right.
And that's crazy, Bridget. You're talking about all you guys are saying consistency. That was my video yesterday was that on being consistent. And
Yeah,
I can be consistent.
yeah, it's so important.
Yeah, it is.
You can go here to the YouTube creator music. You can go to the free section here, and they have, I mean, I don't know how many, but hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of different songs or audio that you can use that are free. And so this is usually, if I use audio, I am definitely going to use the one that's available on YouTube because it automatically knows that it's their free music and it doesn't have like copyright issues. But anytime you have something like this, and that's why I say, like, if you want to add audio, I would definitely take it from YouTube. As far as like music goes, of course, if you're having your own voice read it, that's not going to be a copyright thing. But if you want to use the music, I would use it from YouTube Studio. But I can't guarantee that if you go to use it on like Facebook or TikTok, that it wouldn't be an issue with the copyright. So it's just kind of, but what you can do is, let me share again. You want to go to this music and you want to download, like let's say I want to download this here. I'm going to save, and then I can go here into my bulk create, and I can go to upload, and you'll go to audio, and of course you can upload the file here, and then you would just use this. You just click it, and then it adds the audio down here. And of course, you can adjust this as well. You can edit a lot of this and make sure you can add fades to it and all kinds of, oh, there's an enhanced voice option as well. So cool. All
Is
right.
that on, is that on the free side of Canva what you're showing us?
I think you do have to be a pro member to do
Okay.
that. But honestly, Canva Pro is like the best $13 I spend every month, I think.
Is that all
I
it
know
is? Like
that's
13
right.
bucks?
Yeah, it's so cheap. It's like ridiculous.
Hey, the source on those is a great idea too, just for credibility. I mean,
Yeah.
because once the question's answered, then just have that flash like Forbes. Of course it's true or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, because we don't want it to really be opinion based. And adding that source is like saying it's like that little like icing on the cake, you know, it's like, whoa, okay, this isn't just somebody's random opinion who's trying to sell me something. So yeah, I like that. But yeah, you guys can do that same process for like anything. And you don't have to use stock video either. You can use your own videos. Like maybe you do a tutorial video of using your AI tool and you want to put that in the background so that it has the question and answer, but they see like this really cool display of your tool. I mean, that's awesome. So definitely get creative and just think not so much about like how I just showed you, but also all the other ways that you can use that same process to create a lot of bulk marketing. Manolo,
How are you doing today?
hi, how are you?
Pretty good. Let me, I'm gonna quickly share my screen real fast. Right here. This is my dashboard, but I don't have the play tab here.
Mm,
I have all the other ones, but not the play tab.
okay.
I,
Well,
I have the same situation.
well, you guys send me a message in the community. I don't want to spend a lot of time um, doing all of that here while we're live, but send me a message in the community and then I'll look into it and make sure it gets added.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, you're welcome. Ray? I don't hear you if you're speaking. Tony, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I thought maybe can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
I thought maybe something that I was thinking about that might go really well with what you showed is if you go to the website openai.fm, they just dropped uh text to speech type of thing where you do uh what's it called? It's called vibe prompting, to where now the voice has like emotion, where you could prompt emotion into the audio that it spits out. It's like really cool, you know. So that might be something you could add to your short videos.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was kind of thinking about, like Descript, you know. If you did download each of those, then you could use because um, you would technically just have to paste in the question and answer, and then, well, actually, I'm working through that workflow in my mind. Yeah, you could paste in the question. It might be a little weird though, like the timing. I would have to play around with that to really see, but that might be a good option. Just how, I guess if you create the bulk videos and then you download them separately, essentially you could add anything you want to. Music, you know, your own voice reading it, you know, use AI to create a voice. You can add any of that you want.
Well, your process is definitely better if you're looking to do like bulk. Because once you start adding audio and you start adding voice, you have to change it for every one of those, right? Every one of those shorts.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not all going to say the same thing. It's
Yeah.
different, you know, so it's easier to go in Canva, obviously, and go in and you're going to change all the text. I mean, that's what I love about it. Sometimes you're in a hurry, you know,
Yeah.
but I'm saying if you actually want to take some time, if you have the time or you're paying somebody else to do it, you know, there's so much you can add to just that one
Yeah.
project that you showed. You could go crazy with this stuff.
Yeah, and if you have a client who's paying you to do this, then it just makes perfect sense that you would want to go the extra mile and do all those things. I
Exactly.
think that I love, and there are so many really big, successful YouTube channels that are completely faceless, and it's because they create this type of content. I mean, essentially, you guys, if you look, like I was checking out some YouTube videos. There are YouTube channels yesterday. There's a ton of channels that are being created that are just strictly AI content. Like they're creating like full like cartoon movies, documentaries. Like I saw this history channel that had a documentary and it was just showing like basically what I showed you guys to create, was it yesterday by creating those videos with Descript and ChatGPT? That was like a short YouTube promo, but they're creating like whole like hour documentaries about like historical events and things. And it's all it is basically like a motion, it's an image, but it's like it just zooms in and out and transitions to the next image. It's so basic, but these are huge channels that are getting like millions of views on these videos. So it's like, even if you are just like, I can't do it, it's just not me to be on camera, you can still be creating this valuable content that's perfect for your audience. So, you guys have any other questions or any other use cases, ways that you could think to use that? No?
I'm actually playing with it right now.
I know. I know. It's so
So I
crazy.
have no questions.
I know. I think everybody else is. I can see your brains and your eyes moving.
Yeah, I'm gonna go crazy with this. You know, and here's the thing that there's actually tools that you have to pay for that this is what they do. And they're not like cheap,
No.
you know.
Yeah, and I love that you know, having the ability to create your own GPT and then the ability to mix that with this bulk create. I mean, really,
2, 3,
like the
testing.
sky's the limit with what you can do with that and really create very specific content for your business. And then, bulk create those short or even long form videos you could do,
Mm.
which is really insane to think about.
Yeah.
I think what's so amazing right now is at the speed that all these platforms are changing, everything. And we're really on the leading edge. And it'll be a while for people just to catch up to where we are, even though we think don't know it. We're way ahead of the game, for a lot. But like Canva, they're accelerating so fast. GHL is accelerating, so fast. Every platform is. And as the new generation super AI comes out, I mean, it's going to be an amazing world.
Yeah. I saw a video. There's a new AI. It's called Manus, I think. I don't know. Probably Tony. I figured Tony's heard about it. But
Yeah, I've heard about it also.
it's in beta right now, but I just saw a video that is absolutely mind-blowing. It's like uh it was asked to basically create like a travel plan, and it was searching up like YouTube videos to like learn how to get the best price of a plane ticket and like the best strategies like to use like points. It was so insane all the things that it was doing when that like request was asked. So it's not just like it gives you that, generic answer. It's literally like learning from watching YouTube videos how to give you the best answer. That's insane. And that's really like the tip of the iceberg. And it's like you said, Rick, we're just getting started with all of this. Ray, see your hand is up.
Okay, I'm going to try again. Can you hear me now?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I had to reboot the computer, and I've been working all morning. I must have complexed it too much. I was wondering, I missed the very first part of your session this morning, this afternoon now, I guess, is what's the purpose of all this except reels and shorts? I mean, because if you had, 30 reels for some customer for a month, would he put one out a day or something? I missed the point, except just a quick way of generating reels.
Well, yeah, when you generate reels, you schedule them out so they post every day.
Right. Okay. Well, then my next question is, if I'm, not really looking closely at my screen and it runs by, I've lost it, except the 6-second reel, I guess, will just repeat until you choose to go to the next reel. So, I mean, if you click on the reel and it goes by in 6 seconds and you didn't catch it all, I guess my point is I would like my reel to go longer than that and really ask the question and give them a chance to maybe 3 more seconds or so to ruminate over the question and then catch the answer.
Do you want to create reels that you'll like, or do you want to create reels that will convert?
Well, I don't know if somebody's going to convert just by seeing this. It might be a 6-second aggravation.
So here's what happens. Here's what happens. People are scrolling. It's a short form video. Okay. You have like no time to capture their attention. So they scroll through and they see the video and it's typing it out. So they immediately don't even know what it's about. So they look at it, it's typing it out, and then it goes to the next thing. So if someone doesn't catch the end, guess what they do? They watch the video again, or they stay on the video so that they don't scroll past it because they're already like invested and they want to know what the answer is. That's what we want to do with our content. We want to capture their attention so that we can teach them something, and then offer ourselves as the solution. We're not just creating videos that are fun. The point is to create a video that attracts our perfect customer and gets them to watch and engage with our business.
Okay,
There's
so he chose,
strategy behind it.
the user actually chose by clicking on your reel. Is that right? Or did it come up as a result of the previous reel being over? It goes to your reel. And for 6 seconds, he may have been looking away or getting a sandwich or for some other reason missing it. And that's why I'm saying, just give them a little bit longer to ruminate over it. And
So that's based on
maybe
statistics, right? I'm talking about statistics, okay? We're talking about analytics here
Okay.
for shorts. So if you want to just have fun and you just want to create reels that you'll like, then go ahead and do that. But if you want to
I'm
create
not talking
reels
about that.
what
I'm
I'm saying
simply
is
talking
if you,
about understanding it a little bit. I'm saying
But it's
3
this is
seconds.
but Ray, it's based on statistics. So like what we're talking about right now is marketing. So it's not really a subjective thing. And granted, I do understand what you're saying. You're saying from your perspective, you feel like that it would perform better if the reel was longer. If that's what you feel like, then you by all means have the ability to run a
Yeah,
split to no to women to run an A/B split test where you can
right.
take a longer form reel and play that out. However, what Bridget is saying, based on math and science and research and data, because the split test has already been done, right? So on a massive scale and on a scale that's larger, when we start talking about sample sizes, right? It's going to be a larger sample size in which you're going to be able to produce. And statistically, the industry has said that reels around that time frame are going to convert better. So it's not necessarily about people pondering questions. We don't really want them to ponder questions. We want them to take action. So with the reel, even if it agitates and it's like, oh, Dak, I didn't get all of that. Let me click on that. Let me go to that particular person's page. Let me now watch their long form video, right? In order to get the result. It's not that the reel is literally trying to reel them in, not supply them the fish. That's not what the reel is for. So it's really just to you're talking about awareness, interest, desire, action. That's the marketing funnel. So this is about creating awareness, creating interest, right? A little bit of desire. The action is going to be them, clicking on something, going to, like I said, some type of long form video, hopefully subscribing, making a purchase, those types of things. So that's really what it's for. But it sounds like you're trying to use it for something different, which is fine if that's what
No,
you want to do, but
no, I'm
at
not
the end of
trying
the
to do
day,
that.
okay. But
I'm
but at the end
sorry.
of
I'm
the
not
day,
trying to do
that's
that
not
at all.
uh
I
but
am
if you're
trying
trying
to
to
let it.
if you're so then the options are you can follow the path of least resistance that has been proven, because at the end of the day too, you're competing against other reels. People are not going to take, and Bridget was talking about people scrolling, the attention span is less than 3 seconds. So even with a 6 second reel, right, you're talking about a long time. So if you make that reel longer, people are not going to ruminate with that question. As a matter of fact, they might be aggravated that the question's there and they might think it's a static video or static image.
yeah, that's a good point too.
Okay, I'll acquiesce to the guys who have done it before, but I missed the first part of your deal, and I don't know that 6 seconds is the optimal way. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not trying to entertain or amuse or anything like that. I'm trying to get their attention with a cold, hard fact. And if you're doing 30 of these, some of these are going to be longer, and some of these are going to be shorter, even to type it out.
Right.
Maybe
You're
you had to
thinking like
wait.
a teacher and not a marketer.
Well,
You got to
yeah,
run
but
the A
people
B
are,
split test. But you don't right now. You're saying what you think, and you're not supplying data. So you're coming to the
well,
classroom
who
without
is
doing
though?
your no,
I'm
no.
asking
But
who
we
is supplying the data?
but
Who
but
is supplying the data? I mean, is Bridget
you can.
getting her data from something, or
Yeah,
where's the 6 seconds coming from?
Bridget's not making this stuff up. I mean, you can do a Google search. As a matter of fact, you can do Google, or as a matter of fact, we're talking about ChatGPT. You can go to ChatGPT. You can even use deep research, and you can have ChatGPT pull back with the sources, the
Yeah,
marketing sources, these types of things, as far as best strategies for reels and things like that. So no, all of this stuff is well documented.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
No,
hey, Ray,
no,
but that's
don't take our word for it. Look it up. Do your
Yeah,
own
look it
research
up. Do
and
the
see what
research.
you
Well,
can
yeah, okay,
like Ray.
that's fine.
Here's the thing, though.
Yes.
Like one of the things that I take away from a group like this is the expertise that come with that. Like, listen, the stats that they're talking about right now, I'll be honest with you, when it comes to like what people are viewing and when they're viewing it and the shorts, like what we're talking about right now, I have no idea about any of that stuff. Right? This is all like new to me today. Is new to me because while I'm making videos and I'm putting out shorts, I'm just putting it out there right now to get used to just putting something out there, right? But at the end, I'm hearing this conversation right now about when I should put it out there. And of course, I'm going to listen to these people. These people are doing it. Like they're literally doing what I'm planning to do. So why would I reinvent that wheel when I have no clue, absolutely zero, of what I'm doing when it comes to this regard? Now you have people that are telling you that I've already done it in this group. They're like, look, this is what statistically, is being said. Personally, I don't know where those stats are at, but I'm pretty sure the people that are making these changes, they obviously they know something, right? And I wouldn't be in this group if I were going to question the advice that they're giving me. If I thought that they were giving me bad advice, I wouldn't listen to it. Like, why would you like be here, right? Right?
If you
Right.
were creating your own, like my short form videos that I post that are of me talking, those are longer. They're less than 60 seconds. But if you're posting a question and an answer, I mean, how long should that be? They're not going to hang out for longer than 3 seconds to find out the answer.
I
They're
was,
just going to scroll on
I was
past.
about ready to buy that, except the typing is slowing it down. As you're typing, you're not sure what the question is until
Because
it
what we're,
finishes.
yeah, but that's the point. That's the point of what we're doing is we're keeping them on the video so that we can then send them. So we want to keep their attention for 6 seconds. That's the point.
Okay, I'll acquiesce to it, and I'll do the research to see. But I mean, it's not that important. I think you guys have, you know, I would first thing I would do if I was making a reel is do it for 6 seconds and see how it works. Absolutely. And what Charles is saying is an A/B test might be good, but if the data shows that it's the optimal time, then that's fine.
Martina, you have a question? I don't know, actually, who was next, Martina or Don?
I was next. I was just thanking both Charles and Rick for making me understand it all this time. Of course, we're making reels, but I did not realize the word reels hook to hook them in. But also I know that you can adjust the time if you need to. But when I go back and look at my analytics, and on YouTube, it'll show you how long a person watched before they clicked away. On those that click away, it's like 11 seconds or less, and that's on a good day. So that is very good to see that, and to hear you guys speak of the dynamics of 6 seconds, and of course to A/B test it. But now I get it. And plus, we're in a microwave society. Everybody wants their answer right now. And so even if you're providing them a quick answer right now, to be able to have them go, wait, and scroll back up to see it again, to read it again, because it did go so fast. Okay, that went too fast. Let me go to this person's page and see what they're talking about. I get it now as a reel and a hook and why it's so short. So I'm sitting here rethinking all of these times where I've wanted my reels to be 60 seconds and 90 seconds. And I'm like, wait, I might need to rethink how I'm doing that.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're talking, if it's like your face and you're making a point or you took a clip from your video, that's cool. It's not to say that it's not going to work, but even on YouTube, like the max, actually I think they just changed it, but it used to be the max was like 60 seconds. So you have to get that point within 60 seconds. And this specific strategy that we're talking about, how could you stretch out a question and answer in 60 seconds? No one's ever going to stick around for, you know, 50 seconds to get the answer. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
But also,
and
if
like
you
you're
think
saying,
about,
it is the content. What is the purpose of that content? A Q&A is different than a training, is different than, a fact. So yeah, thanks for that.
yeah, for sure. Don?
Yeah, hey Bridget, I've heard that, on for YouTube Shorts, you could post about 1 to 2 a day, and on TikTok videos, you could do about 4 to 5 a day. Would you agree with that? Roughly those numbers?
I think everybody has an opinion on everything, when you should post, how much you should post. And I don't think that there's ever a really good answer that's like universal for everyone. So what I would say is test it. See what is actually a good fit for your channel. Try to post five five times a day. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, Gary Vee, he will tell you post like 20 times a day or whatever, like an enormous amount of content. And I mean, that must work for him. For me, I post 5 shorts a week and 5 long form because we're doing our group, coaching or our training and things like that. So really, I'm doing 5 shorts and then 5 long form every day. But that is the max of my content, and that works fine for me. But if you have like a different niche and things like, or maybe if you're sharing graphics, maybe you want to post that more often. So we never want to really make business decisions based off of like what this person said and what that person said. We always want to base our business decisions off of analytics. So even you might pull in the strategy and kind of tinker around in your brain about how this is going to work for me, but really you don't know how it's going to work until you actually do it and then check out the analytics to see, and also your channel and all of your analytics, they'll tell you like what's the best time of day to post, all of those things, but it doesn't learn that until you actually post it.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. I just heard things about if you were to go on to like LinkedIn or other places and post too much, just you had a channel where you had an account where you hadn't done much, and then suddenly you started posting a ton of stuff that they might shut you down because you're spamming,
Yeah, and
basically.
that's a little different situation because if you're not posting and then suddenly you're just like posting like 30 posts in one day, that definitely is like spam behavior. And so I could see how you would get flagged with that. But we never really want to do spammy behavior. We always just want to be consistent. So even if you did 4 a day, if you do that consistently, that's not going to get you shut down.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I have to experiment with it, but
Yeah.
that's kind of, I guess I'm just being a little too careful.
Uh, you know,
In warming up these accounts,
don't worry about it, especially if it's a new account. Just you're really like in the experimental phase because you have new tools, you have maybe a new offer, a new audience, all of these things. This is why I just always stress like take action. Even if it's imperfect, even if you don't have it all figured out, just take action because you can't know what you need on step 10 if you don't take step 1. There's no way you can try to implement like even if I give you exactly my tools, my blueprint, I tell you exactly what to do, that's going to be totally different for you.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, sounds good. One last question on your GPT here for 20 Q&A facts. What kind of prompts or what kind of messages should you give it? I mean, should you pick a topic, I guess, or I'm not sure what kind of I guess you give it a topic and then it'll come back with 20 Q&As on that topic.
Yeah, so this is actually created. All you have to do is just click generate list. Okay. Now, the purpose of this GPT is to sell uh, AI business automation solutions. Okay. So that's the purpose or the goal of this. So no matter what niche you choose, it's going to spit out these types of questions. Like you can see, all I did was come in here to this GPT and I clicked the button, which was generate a list. And this is the list that it created. And then it said, you want more in a specific category like customer service or marketing. And then I put plumbers and then it created this list.
Okay, I guess I don't see that generate list button. I've got the I've got the custom GPT loaded here. I click on it. It doesn't, don't have a generate list button.
All right, let me refresh this. See this right here?
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, you just click that.
I don't see that. I'm using ChatGPT. I'm using the desktop app for
Mhm.
ChatGPT. Let me shut it down
You
and
have the
open.
paid version of ChatGPT?
Yeah, I have the paid version. Yeah, for some reason that button is not showing up on mine. That's weird.
Do the rest of you guys see it on yours?
Yes, I have it on mine.
You do? Okay. Hold on. Let me go over here and open it up in a browser. Maybe it shows up in the browser and not. Hang on just a second. Let me just check this while I've got you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go to Keck and then
Yeah.
we'll circle back to you.
Okay, hey, yeah, I was just going to throw in on the marketing. I think this is a great marketing conversation. Another stat I've heard a whole bunch of different numbers, because it depends on the price and the offer, of course, but the number of touch points that are needed, before somebody trusts or wants to make a buying decision or actually buys, however you want to look at it. And I've heard it anywhere from 7 to like 30, depending on the market and stuff. So this kind of short strategy, I think, is a great piece of the puzzle because if your long form video if that's your main jam, you're going to get 7 long form videos before they have that with you. That's a long road. But if that is your jam, but you speckle it with some of these short form, 6-second things and maybe some 20-second things, depending on what you're talking about. That way, the idea is they're on the internet. Oh, I've seen that before. And even with the short ones, the strategy is what's most important because, you know, I've seen the strategy where people intentionally make it too short and then you got to watch again. So, I mean, anything controversy is good, any kind of anything is good to make you just take notice. But that's the thing is you got to realize if it's fast, I mean, things move so fast. You have so little time to really capture somebody's attention. But if you just boom, they saw your logo again. You know what I mean? Even if the question answer didn't hit, you got maybe one of the 7 registered in there. So
Yeah, and what happens too is like it triggers the algorithm. So if you are sharing these short form videos and maybe they see your question and answer and maybe they see a couple, maybe they comment. Now, the next time that they're on there, they're going to see your other videos. It's going to suggest your long form videos. It's going to suggest other short form videos. So like for me, I love the idea of creating this and mixing it in. So even though I'm showing my face, 5 long form and 5 short form, I want to sprinkle these in. So instead of now 25 videos a month, then I am creating 20 videos. Can't do math. Instead of 20 videos a month for my long form and my short form, why not add an extra 30? So every day I'm generating this massive amount of content so that hopefully they will also see my long form. I saw another person use a strategy where they were doing quizzes. So like in the first scene, they asked a question and then they had multiple choice and they encouraged people to comment below and then it would wait a certain number of seconds so that they can answer and comment and then it would show the answer. So now it's like not only are they waiting on the video, but they're actually commenting, which boosts that video like crazy in the algorithm and because so many people are engaging.
yeah. And I love the strategies too of typing the words
Yeah.
because that engages the mind again, on an unconscious or subconscious level. You don't do it on purpose, but you automatically read it and then you want to read what's next. So
Yeah.
it's a good psychological tactic, I think, to have them stay on the video instead of just a
Yeah.
static word. So typing is a good idea.
And you could use that same strategy with the questions. You could use that for any niche.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to use my GPT. That's what I was saying. Think outside the box of like, in the health niche, like 20 question and answers about like, health issues that people may be facing or any other like literally any other niche you could do the question and answer, even if it's like fun, like I can't even think of anything fun that you would want to ask, like something silly. Um, Whatever. Like, what is America's like top favorite flavor of ice cream? Chocolate, vanilla, swirl, and then that type of thing, or
Right.
whatever. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so many cool things.
Yeah. Really cool.
Maria?
Hi. Oh,
I have a question, but First, oh, I'm sorry, Andrew.
That's
Let's see.
okay.
Okay. I just want to ask Kick first. Is that a real background you have there? Because, or is that a fake background?
No, it's real. It's just my
Oh, because I was going to ask
my office.
who's the handsome fella in the back behind
Oh,
you?
oh,
Not you,
who we got
the
back here? Oh,
handsome
No,
fella.
the puppy,
that's
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking
Toby.
about you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's Toby. He's a
Hi, he's so
Papillon.
cute.
He's been around a
Hey,
while.
gorgeous.
Okay, I was worried. I said,
Say hi, Toby.
yeah, he thought I was talking about him, girls. No,
I got you. I got you. That's funny.
yeah. Well, that was the question, but anyway.
I was wondering if that was an automatic dog too. An
Yes,
automated dog.
I wanted to ask. I didn't want to seem foolish, like who's the handsome guy? And he was all. Did you see him? He was like, "Who, me?" No, no.
Well, I
I'm
got a lot
kidding.
of pictures back there too. So I got
Yeah.
my grandfather back there. I thought maybe you're talking about him.
Yeah, oh, you're pretty handsome, but that guy behind you is handsomer. I'm sorry. But my question has to do with not with this as much, but with Facebook real quick, because I'm seeing people posting a lot of links, and I thought, you know how Facebook is always changing what they're doing. Are people allowed to post links now? A lot of links in there, or is that still something that should be avoided?
It's never been that it's not allowed. It's just not good practice. So it's like, yeah, you can post 9 million links. I mean, really with that many links, Facebook might like flag it as being like spammy or whatever. But you can share links as much as you want to in the post. But the problem is that Facebook, and I'm typing in the names into our wheel as I'm saying this, but Facebook buries those posts because they don't want, like, if you share a post with a link to your website or your YouTube video, they don't want people to click on that and then go outside of their platform. They don't make money when people leave their platform, and their goal is to keep them on there because when people pay ads, that's what they're paying for. They're paying for the eyes. So if they leave the platform, Facebook loses money and they lose that user activity. So they don't want you to do that. So what they do is they bury your post so like no one sees it. And that's why when we use Facebook for business, that's why we don't want to do that. So we want to kind of trick them, and we want to put that link in the first comment. So we'll say, whatever you want in your description, and then you'll say, to access this, go to the first comment, and that's where you can put the link. If you put it in the description, it just gets buried.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I've been using Social Planner in high level, because you can, when you create your post, you can put in your first comment, which is
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, I do that too, and I love that. It's
Yeah.
really one of my favorite features when it comes to a social planner, and something that if High Level didn't have it, I would actually, because of that one feature alone, I would use another social media planner, which I'm glad you brought that up, because did you guys know that you can, inside of the Play social planner, you can post the first comment there as well. So I don't know if you noticed that, but that is.
I haven't been using that, but I was going to ask you of all, so now we've got Brand Blast, and we've got Play, and we've got High Level Social Planner. What's the read on which one to go with,
You always want to choose a tool based on what you need.
Mhm.
So it's really, it's my job to provide you the things that I think you could possibly need, and it's your job to choose from those things what you actually need, and then maybe other things that maybe I don't even know about, because you're the business owner, right? I'm just your coach. I'm just the one who's trying to help you reach whatever goals that you may have. So if you like running paid ads and that's better for you, use the AI ads system. If you would rather do like cold messaging, then use the AI leads system. If you would rather get organic traffic, then use Brand Blast and the social scheduler, or use High Level Social Scheduler, or create your content on ChatGPT or whatever you want. And that's why I teach you all of those strategies, but you can choose whatever method you feel like you could be consistent with.
All right, got it. Just one last thing. I haven't gotten in. I'm just now actually starting to set up Play, so I haven't really gotten into it. And I need to go. I'm going to go back and watch your sessions from the last couple days because I missed those. But anyway, can you use the social posting in Play without running any ads?
Yep. What's
Okay.
cool about it though is that when you do create that post, you can go back and then boost that post directly
Okay.
inside of Play.
Okay. Great.
So,
That's
which is cool because they do like YouTube boosting as well. And I've never seen any platform do that. YouTube, and I think they even do TikTok boosting. So you use the social scheduler, and since you've done it through Play, then it allows you to just click the button and boost it.
oh,
Just
now that's handy.
yeah. Especially if you think about like your clients, like the end user, that being so simple for them, like a normal business owner who's really just trying to do all this themselves and not an ads expert, it's so much easier for them to just go in there than try to figure all that stuff out.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
if
and then
you
you
got,
utilize the AI as well to optimize the ad and your keywords and your traffic and all that cool stuff.
do you know offhand, and again, I'll figure this out when I get into it, but offhand, if the Play social posting tool has the same capability that the high level social planner has, where you can create these categories and then have it rotate these category. I forget what is it
Well,
called?
the
Yeah.
Play Social Planner is really new. They just came out with it like last month. So
Okay.
it's not as advanced when it comes to all of those bells and whistles that that high level has, but it has like it will create the post for you in the sense of like the content of the post. You can create AI avatars. I did a training earlier this week to show if you want to
Yeah.
check.
Yeah. That I'm gonna go back. I'll go back and watch that. Great. Thanks.
Uh-huh. Martina, I'll go ahead
I
and
was
get
just going to
you spin the wheel.
say really quickly, and not specifically to Maria, but a point of thought for everyone, and especially those watching on YouTube. If you think about putting links inside of a post, and we know that those posts are on a free social media platform, that platform is wanting you to stay on, when you load up a post with several links, think about how many different directions you are taking an individual off of the platform. That's what we mean by Facebook will bury your post, because you don't just have one, you have 2, 3, 4, and 5 different directions away from the platform. And also think about the individual that's looking at the post. Now you're giving them overload with so many different call to actions. And what does the confused mind do? Nothing. So you really don't help yourself at all when you load up a post, but definitely asking them to go down in the comments below. Now they're sitting on your post. Now they're clicking below. Now they're clicking in the comments below. The algorithm is really looking at all of that as a way to enhance that post. So that's another reason why you don't put the post inside of the links inside of the post. I prefer not to get heavy with the hashtags, but I use hashtags not only for what the algorithm uses them for, but I use them to also go and find a lot of my stuff. By Googling that hashtag, you're available to find your post.
Yeah, those are all really good points too. And that is true.
Afternoon.
Hi, Andrew.
I
You have a question
yeah,
for us before we spin the wheel?
quick yeah, daylight saving time is messing me up this week. So anyway, the quick question though, I'll just settle on one. Inside of GHL's social planner, how do you get back those you posted before to recycle them? That's a challenge I
You can
have.
choose reoccurring. Let me go into the social planner real fast here.
Yeah, I dug through and didn't see.
Share my screen.
Reoccurring, and you can also use that clone feature. Is that correct?
Yeah. So if you go to create your post, let's say I want to choose this one, and you go down here, you can choose schedule reoccurring posts. And then you can choose like how often do you want to repost it. That answer your question, Andrew?
Oh, sorry, I was speaking unmuted. I said like 3 months ago, I did a bulk CSV creation, and so I want to recycle some of those now, but I'm not even seeing them in the planner, so I could do anything with them.
So when you upload a CSV, you're actually choosing the date and time that you want that to be scheduled. So you'd have to update the dates and times of that CSV and then
So go back
upload the list.
to the original CSV then and just change the dates.
Yeah.
And just bulk upload again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it seemed just as I go, you created a GPT for us?
Yeah, for the post that we were talking about today, and that's in the community and in today's training post.
Okay. Oh, it's today. Okay.
Yeah.
As I said, I was missing some appointments this week because of daylight saving time, so I'm kind of catching up with stuff.
I know. I wish we would stop with that. It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's a totally
Yeah, in Jamaica we stopped it years ago. In Jamaica we used to have it and we stopped it. A prime minister came in and said, "Done away with this thing," and we did.
Yeah, we need to do the same thing. I want to make sure I'm going to call out the names to spin the wheel. I want to make sure that I do have everyone. Okay. So if I don't call your name, let me know. Just for all of you who are new or watching anywhere else, every week, whoever joins us in the Q&A session, your name will get put on the wheel, and whoever wins will win a private consultation with me. So I want to call out your names. If I do not call your name, definitely let me know. So we have Maria, Ray, Keck, Martina, Andrew, Anthony, Charles, Don, Jeannie, Keck, Keith, Manolo, and Rick. Did I miss anyone?
Present and accounted for.
All right, going on.
You do have me on there twice, I'll tell you.
Oh, thank you for your honesty. Honest Keck. All right, here we go. Ta-da! See, Keck, you got rewarded for your honesty.
Good job, Keck.
How about that?
Way to go.
How about that?
Great.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
All right, so I will send you the email when we're done here. Do you guys have any other questions I can answer for you before we go for the weekend?
Today was awesome, Bridget.
Yay, cool. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining. Oh, by the way, did you guys see what my husband got me for my birthday? Can you see?
Yes, very nice.
Oh, pretty.
Oh, congratulations.
Congrats and happy belated. First time seeing you, I'm speaking to you since.
Thank you. 27 years together. Get an upgraded ring. That's
yes.
Nice.
All right, you guys have an awesome. I know, right? I love it. It's so shiny. I'm like, I'm blinded by the light. You guys have an awesome